Welcome, one and all, to my spooky spectacular Halloween special! My name is Wren, and today I'll be drawing my dream costumes, where if physics, money, and time were not factors, I would like to dress this way during my favorite holiday of the year. If you like D&D art and comics, consider subscribing to the channel, and if you want to keep up to date with behind the scenes and share your own art, memes, or pet photos, you can join the Crow's Nest Discord server using the invite link in the description. This year, I'm going as Marceline the Vampire Queen, because I already dressed like her, and I have everything I need in my closet. My lesbian fashion has come in handy once again. I hope you like the new background I made. I decided to put up some cool decorations and change the vibe a bit. I was so happy that blue and orange are complementary colors. It gave my brain this great little buzz making this cute background. Moving on, my first costume, and what I actually wanted to dress as this year but ran out of time to dress as, a pumpkin head. I've been wanting to dress as this costume since the trend kicked off in 2021. Though I did not want to put an actual pumpkin on my head, so I'd rather make this mask by 3D printing it using paper mache or even epoxy sculpt instead. I'd want to paint it different colors every year too. Orange one year, black the next, white the next, ombre, glittered, you name it. You can do so much with a pumpkin mask, and it can literally be any outfit on the bottom. So for this design, I originally had this cute pumpkin witch vibe going on. Think the uniforms from Little Witch Academia. There was even a witch hat was in my original thumbnails that I did this for, but I saw this photo of somebody in their pumpkin head, and they had this badass leather trench coat thing with the pants and the boots, and it looked so cool. It looked awesome, and I thought that is going to be the new design. So I took inspiration from that. I ended up giving it a long coat with a turtleneck sweater underneath and some cool pants on the bottom. Obviously, this is much warmer than what I would actually dress as because Florida is hot as hell and October is no exception. I also wanted to give the illusion of a ponytail or hair by extending the vine on top of the pumpkin instead of it being just a stem. Sorry if you can hear some squeaking in the background. That would be Misty, my spooky little kitty familiar who likes hanging around my desk. There she goes. She's scratching the back of my office chair. We all know that I love to decorate my cane, and I took the liberty of costumifying these canes to go with the outfit because it's Halloween, people. We can go all out, be anything. In addition to the pumpkin colored turtleneck, I added this necklace, which I don't know if you can tell, but it's supposed to be like a pumpkin seed, and I thought that would be neat. I also tried making the eyes glow a little bit in the face, and we all know that these lower lashes on the bottom are kind of what I like to add for all of my faces that are supposed to be me. I'm also really proud of all of the hands in these 3 costume designs because I was completely freehanding them. I think they've improved a lot. I also added this cool little lantern because I thought, we need a prop. I needed something to do with the other hand. Next costume on the docket, we've got my sheet ghost costume. Arguably the easiest one to pull off, but I'm implementing more decoration in the form of an elaborate hat and a Lolita-inspired bow. I really got into this costume concept when I saw people doing those ghost photo shoots with their friends and stuff, and I want to do it one of these days. It's on my bucket list to do a ghost photo shoot, but I wanted to spice it up. So I started looking for aesthetic sheet ghosts, and people are doing all of these sheet ghosts with beanies and hats, and more than just sunglasses, they're adding cool shoes and stuff to the mix. So I thought, why don't I add a cool cane and hat to the sheet ghost costume? And instead of making it white, I don't know if you can tell very well, but I tried making it a very, very, very light blue. Almost, I guess it's better to call it a blue toned white. But regardless, I am obsessed with this half-tone gradient on the hat. I'd probably put it on the actual hat as well because it looks so neat. And for the Lolita inspired bow, I used this image, but kind of pulled it more towards this, I wouldn't exactly say it's a true blue or like my usual indigo. I'd say it's closer to a cyan, but I'm into it. I'm feeling it. It, in my opinion, looks good. I think I did a good job. I also spent way too much time looking at draped fabric to see if I could get this remotely right. I exaggerated the ripples and stuff a bit. I stared at like draped sheets and sheet ghosts for way too long, overthinking how all of this was gonna lay out. But otherwise, I think I did pretty good. I think it came out nice. I'm very proud of it. I also loved adding all of these swaths of like lithotone brushes to the big areas of fabric, just because it gave it not only like turned down the bright color, but it added a little, it just zhuzhed it up a bit. It gave it a little oomph. Again, these hands, I am proud of these hands. I think I did good. I think I made my hands a little too Pillsbury boyish, but you know, you do what you can. Saving the best for last, we've got my mushroom character costume. This one was the hardest for me to figure out because of the size of the canvas, but overall it's mostly in line with what I want to do. And this was the only drawing that I trace referenced my pose for because I couldn't get it quite right with the staff and everything. I was overthinking it too much, and I was trying to get this done in like the course of a couple hours. I pulled inspiration from a couple photos for this one. So a lot of people may be initially confused by the staff, but basically I got inspired based off this specific photo from a Renaissance fair. Some cosplayer did a mushroom fairy costume and they have this big staff that turns into a dandelion. And I thought that looked badass. That looks cool, that looks whimsical, and I wanted to do it. So I did it. But I also combined it with these fashion references somebody did for mushroom outfit designs. I specifically took inspiration from this mushroom jumpsuit design somebody did, and we all know how much I love an off-shoulder top. Okay, they're fantastic. So I did that, and I wanted to kind of change the mushroom shape a bit, partially because I did not have enough space in the composition to really do like a tall mushroom hat. So I kind of did like an extended beret, less like the common toadstool shaped mushrooms you see, and more like the flat red and white mushrooms you see. I thought that would look pretty neat. I also decided to kind of combine the skirt and the original jumpsuit pants because I like leggings. So I basically added a skirt in the same color, and I added this cool like wood grain look to the leggings because I thought it would look like the stripes that are sometimes, like the grooves that are sometimes on a mushroom stalk. I thought it would look really neat. And I added like these cool like wavy lines and stuff to the texture of the mushroom. I thought that would help give it like those ripples, and I also added this cute little mushroom choker. I think it looks very cute. Now, I know it may not be obvious, but some of you are probably thinking, hey Wren, where's the cane? How are you gonna walk all night? That's where I thought this was kind of clever. So I don't use crutches. I've never used the forearm crutch thing. I've never used those. But I took inspiration from that, and I decided to combine the cane with the dandelion thing. I said that there would be no physics limiting this, but I still had to think about this concept logically because I can't let myself draw a cane and make it impractical. I don't know why my brain refuses to let me do it. Drawing these 3 costumes was really fun. I got to like experiment with a few new shapes and stuff, while overall letting it be like a very easy breezy, very relaxing challenge. I enjoyed using the lithotone pack for adding texture instead of shading the actual illustrations, because there's 3 of these. These are 3 half-body drawings. It's a lot of work. The shortest one was probably the ghost. That took me about 2 hours total from sketch to finish, and the others took me easily 3 to 4 hours each, which is pretty short in the length of an illustration. But overall, it was very pleasant, and I hope you enjoyed the Halloween frame. I'm thinking of making a frame like this for like different seasons seasons. I think it looks neat that I put up Halloween decorations even on my channel. Before you go, hold on a minute, just stay right there. If you only watch the videos and you're just a lurker, just pay attention to this so you're not confused as to like what's gonna go on. For my schedule, I'm gonna try keeping this momentum of a video every other Sunday. I'm going to do my best to keep that schedule because I want to be more consistent with my content. For my next video, we will be doing the drawing my cringy Wattpad OCs challenge. I'm going to be both laughing and crying because not only am I going to draw these characters, I'm going to read excerpts of the stories that I wrote. And I have a lot of material, y'all. I have easily 8 characters I could pull out of this. But I'm gonna keep it to probably 3 or 4 at the most because I can only handle so much cringe. So that will be the next video. After that, however, I am going to do a character design video. I want to dive headfirst back into comics. The first comic I'm going to work on, I know I've talked about my comic, Her Violet Hands, and that is still going to be made. But first, to just like dip my toes back into making comics again, I'm going to work on a cute zine that I've had in mind for a while. It's called the 10th Muse. It's basically an adaptation of my favorite poems and excerpts written by Sappho. You don't know who Sappho is? She is a famous Greek poet who has a lot of significance towards the LGBT community, but not a lot of people my age know about her. If you know the term sapphic, that's where it comes from. That's actually where the word lesbian comes from, as well as her island. She was Sappho of Lesbos. But basically, it's going to be about 16 pages long. I do want to show like why I'm designing everything that way and like the overarching themes, and there's going to be a big major development of like color story to this too, bubbles and fonts and stuff, and I basically just want to explain like the art direction of this project, and it's very important to me. I want to make the type of thing that if I had read it when I was younger, I would have realized. Because definitely if I had read Sappho's poetry when I was younger, I would have realized that I actually liked girls way younger, and that would have saved me a lot of trouble growing up. I hope, even if you're not queer, that you'll at least like give it a read. Just admire the poetry because it's written beautifully. After it's complete, I actually plan to do a comic dub. I plan to put all of my comics on Tapas and Webtoon. I'm gonna leave the high-res versions for when I eventually do like Patreon. I plan to do a Patreon eventually, I just don't think there's enough people to warrant that at the moment. So right now I just do a tip jar via Buy Me a Coffee because Ko-fi screwed over an artist I support, so I switched. For now, happy Halloween. Make sure you watch your blood sugar, and if you're driving, please be careful. People are going to be crazy and potentially wasted this weekend. Please just be safe, okay? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Make sure you stay hydrated, stay safe, and be yourselves. Ciao!